चालू है, इसीलिए पूछ रहा हूँ। हाँ, इसके लिए पूछ रहे हो। बंद है ना? बाकी के बंद।
तो ऐसे पिन मार दो।
हाँ, वो निकल करेगा। ऊपर का पिन निकालने का?
मल्टीपल निकालो, मल्टीपल निकाल दो पूरा। और नहीं तो ना। हाँ, तो कंट्रोल पिछले ना।
अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Bandhu moi savadana nate আনন্দময় সাবাদানা মাতে याहारा प्रसादे बाय एवावतोरिया जा कृष्ण प्राप्ति হয় যাহা হইতে কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি হয় যাহা হইতে गुरु मुख पद्म वाक्या चितते कोरिया क्या गुरु मुख पद्म वाक्या चितते कोरिया क्या आज न कोई हो माने आशा आज न कोई हो माने आशा गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे तम गति गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे तम गति ये प्रसादे पुरे सर्व आशा ये प्रसादे पुरे सर्व आशा खुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु ते खुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु ते हाँ चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु ते जे ज्ञान विधे प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान विधे प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जाहा होते अविद्या विनाश जाते ओ प्रेम भक्ति जाहा होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेदेगा जाहार चरित वेदेगा जाहार चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधो लोकना लोकेरा जीवना লোচনা লোকের জীবন ও হা হা প্রভু করো দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া হা হা প্রভু করো দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া এবে জাগ শ্রুতি ভুবন এবে জাগ শ্রুতি ভুবন আহা প্রভু করো দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া আহা প্রভু করো দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া এবে যা সুশ্রুতি ভুবন এবে যা সুশ্রুতি ভুবন শিল প্রভুপাদ পতিত পাবন প্রভুপাদ পতিত পাবন গুরুদেব লইল শরণ শিল প্রভুপাদ পতিত পাবন জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় জয় গুরুদেব 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 নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল শিল প্রভুপাদ কি নমঃ বিষ্ণুপদায় কৃষ্ণপৃষ্ঠায় ভূতলে শ্রীমতে ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামী ইতি নামিনে नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय गुरुदेव 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतसी श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस शिला अभेद शरण अरविंद शिला भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की जय आनंद कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय ISKCON फाउंडर आचार्य शिला प्रभुपाद की जय नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत राधा शिवाशरी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा माई यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की जय हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय Transcendental Vyas Puja celebration of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj ki jai Radhanath Maharaj ki His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj ki Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
सब लोग थोड़ा थोड़ा पीछे बस कितनी गरीब ट्रैक्टर की जगह होती है और कितने पैसे आपके लिए 2 साल बाद क्या काम है
गुरुदेव 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 कृपा बिंदु दिया करो दासे त्रिनापे खाती ही ना गुरुदेव गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो दासे तृणफेखातिहीना Everybody please chant loudly. Sakala sahane bala diya koro nijamane sprihahina bala diya koro nijamane sprihahina সকলে সম্মান করিতে শাকাতে দেহ নাথা যথা যথা তবে তো গাইব হরি নাম সুখে অপরাধ হবে হত তবে তো গাইব হরি নাম সুখে অপরাধ হবে হত গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এই দাসে তৃণাপেখাতিহীনা কবে হেন কৃপা লভিয়ায় জন কৃতার্থ হইবে নাথ লভিয়ায় জন কৃতার্থ হইবে নাথ শক্তি বুদ্ধিহীন আমি অতি দীন কর মোরে আত্মসাৎ আমি অতি দীন কর মোরে আত্মসাৎ শক্তি বুদ্ধিহীন আমি অতি দীন কর মোরে আত্মসাৎ গুরুদেব যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায় তোমার করুণা সার বিন্দু দিয়া করো এই দাসে তৃণাপেখাতিহীনা গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এই দাসে খাতিহীনা জয় জয় গুরুদেব 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 জয় গুরুদেব জয় জয় গুরুদেব 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 জয় গুরুদেব নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল গৌর হরি বল श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन आचार्य वृंद की।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
वृंद की।
who have especially come here to enthuse us, encourage us, bless us in properly worshipping and offering our heartfelt offerings to our wonderful spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, on the occasion of his most Vyas Puja. I'd like to request Her Grace Nartaki Mataji to kindly come on the stage here, please. Mother Nartaki. So we will begin today's program with, first of all, the senior devotees expressing their appreciation, and so I'd like to request His Grace Devamrit Prabhu to kindly offer the Vyas Puja book to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Thank you, Devamrita Prabhu. And now I'd like to request His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu to kindly explain what exactly is the significance of this Vyasa Puja ceremony.
Hare Krishna. Today, we all have gathered here to celebrate the auspicious occasion of the Vyasa Puja, or worship of our beloved spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, on the 52nd anniversary of his appearance in this world. Vyasa Puja literally means the worship of Srila Vyasadeva, the literary incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who 5,000 years ago compiled the Vedic literature to make it accessible to the fallen people of Kali Yuga. In our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, Vyasa Puja means to worship once a year on his appearance day the bona fide spiritual master, who is the proper representative of Vyas, because he has taken Vyasa's words and mission as everything in life. Why does Vyasadeva occupy a unique position amongst all others? We all know that ultimately Vedic knowledge is coming from Lord Krishna himself. Vedaisya sarvair ahameva vedyo vedanta krit vedavideva chaham. By all the Vedas, Krishna says, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. However, Srila Vyasadev's contribution to the presentation and dissemination of Vedic knowledge is so important that his position is given special emphasis. Srila Prabhupada explains in one Vyasa Puja lecture, Vyasa is the original Guru. After Brahma, Narada, then Vyas. And Vyas is original Guru, because from his literature we understand spiritual knowledge. All these literatures, whatever we have produced, they are actually originally from Vyasadeva. When Vedic knowledge was lost prior to Vyasa's appearance, he came to resurrect it and present it in such a way that anyone would be able to understand the message of the Vedas and in this way perfect their lives. In fact, the greatest contribution of Srila Vyasdev was the crest jewel of all literatures, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishne Sodham Upagate Dharma Jnana Dibhisaha Kalau Nashtad Drishamesha Puranarko Dhinoditaha. After Krishna left, when the sages in Naimisharanya asked, where has Dharma Jnana, now where should we look to for this guidance? And it is said, the sun that has arisen, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, that is the guide for everyone in the fallen age of Kali Yuga. In fact, it is also describes in the Bhagavatam itself, Tadvag Visargo Janatagha Viplavo, that the words of Srimad Bhagavatam are so potent to create a revolution within the heart of the people at large. In the recent times, with Kali Yuga at its lowest imaginable state, came another representative of Vyasdev who, more than anyone else of his time, pushed forward the mission of Vyasdev, and that was none other than His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. As Srila Vyasdev came when the world was plunged in ignorance and re-established Vedic knowledge for the world at large, similarly, Srila Prabhupada appeared and took the same knowledge and gave it to everyone via his Krishna consciousness movement, which he said would become famous for having saved humanity in its darkest hour. It is said, when an Acharya comes, he brings order in chaos, and when he leaves, there is chaos in the order. So for some time in our society, there was and there continues to be some confusion, deviation, misinterpretation, etc., as is the nature of this material world. At such a time are needed personalities who have thoroughly digested the spirit of the message of the scriptures, whose lives exemplify it, and whose words express it for others' benefit. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada mentions in his offering to his spiritual master in 1936, which is recorded in Science of Self-Realization, he says the Guru is one because the message that they carry is one. He explains, Krishna said, Man manabhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. And the Acharya says the same thing. He says, think of Krishna, surrender to Krishna, worship Krishna, offer your obeisances to him. The Vayu Puran, in fact, defines an Acharya as one who knows the import of all Vedic literature, explains the purpose of the Vedas, abides by their rules and regulations, and teaches his disciples to act in the same way. The real Vedic philosophy, as propounded by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, is Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva, which establishes everything to be simultaneously one with and different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, all revealed scriptures accept the spiritual master to be identical with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and to be worshipped in that way. Sanatana Goswami explains, just as Lord Shiva is Vishnu and yet not Vishnu, similarly the Acharya, Srila Gurudev, is also simultaneously the Supreme Lord and not the Supreme Lord also. Every day we sing this wonderful verse, the first thing in the morning, from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Gurvashaka, and we say, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya aprasadat nagati kutopi. Why do we worship him as good as God? Because he is very dear and confidential servant of the Lord. Gaudiya Vaishnavas therefore worship Srila Gurudev in the light of his being the servitor of the personality of Godhead. On this auspicious day, the spiritual master receives our offerings of love and delivers it to Lord Krishna through disciplic succession and distributes Krishna's mercy freely to those who accept it. In other words, today is that day when, via the transparent medium of the spiritual master, the worship goes up and mercy comes down to Krishna and from Krishna through the disciplic succession. This day fills us with intense soul searching as we dive deep into the recesses of our hearts, but still unable to completely express our debt, gratitude, and commitment. We promise to rededicate ourselves to become more serious, to take up the gift that he has offered, and resolve to help the mission for which he has given his life, and finally beg for his mercy. May Srila Gurudev's mercy flow uninterruptedly, not only on this day, but for the rest of eternity on all of us. Hare Krishna.
थैंक यू राधा गोपीनाथ प्रभु। एक बार फिर से याद दिला दें कि जिन भक्तों को यहाँ जो भी कार्यक्रम हो रहा है उसका हिंदी अनुवाद सुनना है तो ऊपर दूसरे माले पर आप इसका हिंदी अनुवाद सुन सकते हैं। Swami Maharaj to kindly come forward and make his appreciation.
Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Paskatyade Satarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Go Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dear Radhanath Maharaj and respected audience, today we all come together to celebrate the birthday celebrations of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. There are different groups of devotees here, and I would like to speak something from my own perspective about Radhanath Maharaj, which I hope is relevant for all the groups of listeners. In this material world, we have an existential problem. We are fallen away from our original constitutional position, and now we do no longer exchange a relationship with Krishna, but we exchange a relationship with material objects or material persons and become entangled. Now the Bhagavatam tells us that the attachment to the material world is the greatest entanglement for the eternal soul. How can we get out of this entanglement and develop our attachment for Lord Krishna and our active exchange with Lord Krishna? There is a very nice verse, Prasangam ajanam pasham atmano kavayo vidu. It says, every learned man knows very well that attachment for the material is the greatest entanglement of the spirit soul. But that same attachment, when applied to the self-realized devotees, opens the door to liberation. Attached we must be, so let us become attached to the self-realized devotees. Or to translate it into this setting, attached we must be, so let us become attached to His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Now, there are two types of, you are all disciples. I will first say something to the disciples, and then I will say something to my beloved God brother. I will be brief. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that the disciple can be one of two types of disciple. One is an antaranga mukhi shishya, or the other is the bahiranga shishya. The antamukha means he whose face turns inward, and the bahiranga mukha means he whose face turns outward. So we can be an inwardly looking disciple or an outward disciple. Let me tell you the difference. The antaranga, the disciple who looks inside, says, I belong to my guru. He can do with me and order me and direct me. The bahiranga shishya thinks, no, my guru belongs to me. The antaranga mukha disciple thinks, I must serve my guru. But the bahiranga says, no, my guru must serve me. The antaranga shishya thinks, I should give pleasure to my guru. But the bahiranga says, no, my guru must give pleasure to me. The antaranga shishya asked a question, what can I do for my spiritual master? But the bahiranga mukha shishya thinks, no, what can my spiritual master do for me? It is very, very important to become an antaranga mukha shishya, to become a disciple who serves his spiritual master, who makes him the center of his life. And it is very, very important to stop being a bahiranga mukha disciple who thinks, who is still attached to the material energy and to his false ego. On this day, I want to encourage all of you wonderful disciples to think very deeply about satisfying and serving and pleasing your exalted spiritual master. Now I want to say something from the perspective, another perspective. I would like to glorify Radhanath Maharaj a little bit, but in a way he will feel comfortable with. Hare Krishna. When Lord Krishna walked through the forest of Vrindavan, surrounded by his cowherd friends and accompanied by his older brother Balaram, he saw some wonderful shade-giving trees. So at that time, the heat of the sun was becoming intense. So Lord Krishna saw the trees who were mercifully acting as umbrellas to shade the Lord and the cowherd friends. And when he saw the trees serving in such an humble and useful way, he began to praise them. And I would like to speak about this a little bit. Vaishnavas in this world act like shade-giving trees. And we know that Radhanath Maharaj always in his lecture speaks about one should become as tall, as humble as the straw in the street, and one should be like a tree who serves others and who does not demand anything for himself. As someone who has allowed to be with Radhanath Maharaj, I have seen that he is a shade-giving tree, not only for his disciples, but also for his god brothers, and even for the beggars of Mumbai. When we drove with Naji to his birthday celebration just now, maybe half an hour ago, we were in the car, a beggar woman came who was needy. So Radhanath Maharaj saw her and immediately directed her to Naji, who has always a package of prasadam. So a Vaishnava is like this. He wants to alleviate the suffering from others. And I think Radhanath Maharaj does this very nicely by preaching to one and all, distributing his help to everyone, and also and including in this help his god brothers and the beggars of Mumbai, everyone. This I think is very nice quality of a Vaishnava, which is wonderful, and therefore I want to read how Lord Krishna praises the trees who give shade today. Please listen. Lord Krishna said, O Stoka Krishna and Angshu, O Sridham, Subal and Arjun, O Brishabhan, O Jashvi, Devaprastha and Varutapa. Just see these greatly fortunate trees whose life are completely dedicated to the benefit of others. Even while tolerating the wind, rain, heat and sun, they protect us from these elements. Just see, says Krishna, how these trees are maintaining every living entity. Their birth is successful. Their behavior is just like that of great personalities. For anyone who asks anything from a tree never goes away disappointed. Haribol, isn't that nice? Vaishnavas, you can ask them and they will fulfill your desires. Krishna continues, these trees fulfill one's desires with their leaves, flowers and fruits, their shade, roots, bark and wood, and also with their fragrance, sap, ashes, pulp and shoots. I think Radhanath Maharaj provides shade with his nice words, which are like his fragrance, and with his nice loving glances and care which he extends. I have seen this personally, and I want to thank him very much. Then, Lord Krishna says that everyone must learn from these selfless souls. He does not only glorify the great souls by comparing them with trees, he also says we must learn from them. It is the duty of every living being, of everyone, to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and words. I want to encourage you. We are now celebrating the appearance day of such a wonderful devotee who has endeared us all. But let us not only come here and offer flowers and nice words to a shade-giving tree, to a Vaishnava who benefits with his activity so many. Let us follow him. Let us follow his teachings. Let us follow his example. This is a day of glorification, but it is also a day of dedication to the example and mission of Radhanath Maharaj. Krishna was so happy with these trees, which bent down before his lotus feet and offered him their fruits, that he just wanted to move around. He decorated himself with the twigs and with the flowers in Vrindavan. He was a lover of those trees because they are so selfless. Hare Krishna. Now, at the end, with great pleasure, I would like to offer His Holiness Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, a nice book which he might like to open whenever he finds time. I want to wish him everything, all the best from my heart. I want to request him to please take a little bit more care of him, because the tree, when it always gives shade and fruits, and when people come and cut the bark and take everything, the tree needs also a little time for himself. I want to request you to do this, and I want to wish all of his wonderful, all of his disciples a very nice function and ceremony. Thank you very much for having me in your midst. I feel greatly enthused by the affection of Radhanath Maharaj in my life, which also reflects from all of you. This is very important in life, to feel such affection by my dear godbrother. I'm very moved on this day, but I will be careful to not talk too long, because I must be in my bounds, so that my older brother remains very merciful towards me. So I will just give the present, and I will request all of you to shout with me in great happiness and affection, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj Ki! His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj Ki! His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj Ki! Srila Prabhupada Ki! Go Premanandi! Hari Hari Bol!
Thank you very much, His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj. And now I would like to request His Holiness Niranjan Swami Maharaj to kindly make his offering.
You want to stand?
I'll just take the mic. Okay. It's just talking about it. Vanshakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So I feel very fortunate to have this opportunity to participate in this most auspicious event. Somehow Krishna had a plan to keep me here for this event in an unexpected way, because I was actually scheduled to leave last week. But I can understand that not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. Therefore, Krishna has very kindly kept me here under the shade of the lotus feet of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, so that I could participate in this event and get this opportunity to express my heartfelt words of gratitude for His association and just what His association means to my life. I think is the best way that I can offer my homage to Him today, by speaking in this way from my heart. My heart is something which is already in His possession. He knows my heart, and anything I say here is not a mystery to Him, because my life is an offering to Him, being such a very dear God brother of mine. He has given me so much strength to serve the order of my spiritual master by his wonderful association. So although my heart is not a mystery to Him, nonetheless I will speak openly for the benefit of all of you who are present, so that you can understand just how deep this saintly personality has entered into my heart. My friendship with Radhanath Maharaj, I call it friendship because he treats me like a friend, but actually he is my superior in all respects. But he's very merciful towards me. And in the midst of that superior relationship that he has over me, nonetheless, there are mellows of sakya, friendship that is also manifest within our relationship. But this friendship began not long ago. It actually began in, I believe it was 1985. Maharaj will have to correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember exactly the year. It was just before I took sannyas, so I believe it was 1985. And in that year, my sannyas guru, His Holiness Satsvarup Maharaj, he requested that I travel with His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj at that time, in preparation for my sannyas. And also because at that time I was an itinerant preacher in America. I was developing many different preaching programs. At that time in America, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj was the leader amongst all the preachers practically in America for the way he had developed his preaching programs in many universities in different areas in the Midwest of the United States. So upon the request of His Holiness Satsvarup Maharaj, I contacted His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj and asked him if I could spend some time traveling with him and seeing how he preaches. He was very kind to me then, and he allowed me to travel with him. And we spent a significant amount of time together. I think it was a couple of weeks, going from university to university. And I got the opportunity to see how, at that time, his method of preaching Krishna consciousness was so successful. So successful that it was beyond my imagination that how can somebody be so successful in spreading Krishna consciousness with such simplicity. But it's obvious. It was obvious then and it is obvious today that the simplicity of the preaching of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj is based on his purity and selflessness. That here is a person who is prepared to give himself completely, without any reservations, to anyone who wants to extract some benefit from his association. He would give himself to the students, he would give himself to the students' friends, he would give himself to the professors, he would give himself to anybody who would attend these programs. And give so much attention. But by giving himself, we see now how clear it is that he is also giving himself, which is a soul who surrendered to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. And therefore, he is very attractive in his personality due to his complete, absolute, unflinching faith and surrender to the lotus feet of his spiritual master. So much so that we see that not only will Srila Prabhupada's mercy manifest through his association, that we see how Krishna himself actually also becomes very much clear by his association. He is a carrier of that mercy. Srila Prabhupada would oftentimes use the example that the rain cloud does not carry its own water, but it collects the water from the ocean and redistributes it for the benefit of everyone on land. So in the same way, the spiritual master, he is not a carrier of his own mercy, but he is collecting that mercy from the rain cloud. He is collecting that mercy from the source himself, and he is distributing that mercy. Just as His Holiness Sachidananda Maharaj quoted the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Prasangam Ajaram Pasham Atmana Kavayo Vidu Saeva Sarashu Kritro Moksha Dvaram Upavrata, that every learned person knows that attachment to material things is the cause of bondage for the living entity. But when that same attachment is applied to self-realized devotees, Moksha Dvaram Upavrata, that attachment will open the door to liberation. We understand that that liberation, which is obtainable by the mercy of such great saintly persons, is not simply liberation from bondage of this material world. That is only a byproduct. But that liberation, which becomes so easily accessible by this mercy and association of such great saintly persons, is that it opens the door to our attachment to the lotus feet of Krishna. As also explained by Lord Kapila Dev in his teachings to Devahuti, he says that Marashya kata mishta shinvanti katayanti cha tapanti vividhastapad naitamad gachate tasa. He says that engaged constantly in hearing and chanting about me, sadhus, they never suffer from material miseries because they are always filled with thoughts of my activities and pastimes in this world. Ta'ete sarava sadvi sava sangha vivajata sangashte shatate pratya sangha dosha harahrite. O my mother, O virtuous lady, you have to seek out the association of such sadhus and become attached to them. Because by such attachment it will counteract all the pernicious effects of material attachment. I can say that just simply from these 2 weeks in my association with Radhanath Maharaj in the year of 1985, that my attachment to him manifested. Such a deep attachment, although it's stated in Lava Matra, that even a moment's association with the great Vaishnava cannot be compared. Tula yama lavenapi nasvagam napanabhavam. As explained in the Bhagavatam, the value of a moment's association with the Vaishnava cannot be compared to elevation to heavenly planets, or to result in good birth, or to liberation from matter, or for those ultimately to sense gratification, which are those who are ultimately meant for death. One moment's association cannot be compared to any of these things. So I had more than a moment's association, but at that time in my life I had enough association to know that here is a great saintly person who is actually a shelter-giving Vaishnava, and he gave me his shelter and very kind instruction at that time, and gave me a similar inspiration, similar to that which he had for spreading Krishna consciousness, but by no means with the same magnitude and compassion as he had. And by that association I became very much inspired myself to take up a similar method of preaching Krishna consciousness as he himself showed by his example. Not long afterwards, our association somehow was severed by time and by circumstances, and I was not able to be with him and to share these same types of experiences that I had with him in this first meeting in 1985. But those circumstances were not able to obstruct my attachment and love that I have for him. And whenever I had an opportunity, even sometimes clandestinely, I would make an arrangement to somehow come and to grab some whatever association I could with His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, and we would meet in various places when he was traveling in the area in New England, and I would find out.